So hi guys, it's Lauren. How you doing? So it's my day off today and my job for the day is going through everything that I own because my parents are moving house and I've got a lot of stuff that's gathered over the years. So my dad pulled down some bags from the loft and in it were some of my creative writing assignments from my university time. It's from my first year, I want to say, or I think it was my second year, going into second year, so 2016, and it was one of my favourite classes. I remember the professor being like really intimidating at first. I was really scared, like he was going to be that person that picked on people in the class and asked them to read out loud when they didn't want to read out loud, but I grew to love him very quickly. He was like a little teddy bear, like he was so nice, and the comments he made, not that I can read them, but the conversations we had after the seminars will always stick with me. So this got a 68, which I think was a 2-1. And oh my god, it's called The Hidden Life, and oh my god, it's all coming back to me now. Anyway, I just thought I would read it, since obviously I can't really share with you what I'm writing at the minute. I can share this and you can get a sense of my writing and my tone. Let's just get on with it, shall we? Something. It was better than nothing. Not more than everything, sure, but I had to do something, whether that was today or tomorrow. My mother knew it, my sister did too. The latter perhaps more than the three of us, and yet neither took the plunge and said it. Instead, they tiptoed around me and hoped that I would figure it out myself, saving them from blunt confrontation. Would you like to come over, Sage? We can drink tea and talk about the weather and politics and other crap that we don't really care about, but at least you can pretend that you aren't pathetic. I never once accepted their offer, but it was sweet that they still cared enough to try. To visit too. If I didn't go to them, I never did, then they came to me. Once a week or twice, but normally once because they were both employed and had shit to do. My mother spent her time caring for Ross, her adopted son, and my sister worked as a full-time secretary and spent the other time trying to get pregnant and the other telling people that she was trying to get pregnant. Okay. Her partner was a decent guy, smart and polite, mildly attractive, sort of lanky and geeky, but apparently his sperm had the momentum of a fried spring. Kay really wanted a baby so she could be a mother, though in that maternal craving was also a vital need for more bragging rights. Damn, bitch. We nice, you know, today. She sat on my sofa, the one directly underneath my bay window. It was cream, but you couldn't tell with all the clothes hung over the back and on the arms, along with a few items on the seat. The drying rack had snapped a few weeks ago, and since the sun always, without a doubt, hit the back of the sofa, it was a literal hotspot to dry clothes. Kay thought I was a lazy pig, which I was, but a practical lazy pig. How many rats are you feeding? Kay asked, turning up her nose. She shifted in her seat. A red jumper slid off onto the floor. It belonged to my pizza delivery guy. I watched her ignore it. None, but I can start. You want a biscuit? Kay ignored that for her mother's sake, who came wandering into the living room wearing an apron and yellow gloves. She exhaled a slow breath before she began the ultimate digging to my pride. I wouldn't let a dog go in that kitchen, let alone a human, said Lynn. When was the last time you scrubbed your counters? There were beans on the hob, Sage, and they were so hard and stale that I had to use a knife to remove them. I was a kid in detention. Lynn was the headmistress. Kay was a snitch. You will get rats. You know, Sage, when I'm pregnant, I most definitely won't be visiting. My dry smile was now genuine. Didn't I tell you? The rats I'm nesting kill you in 4 months, so in 9, you just won't have to worry. Because anyway, in 9 months, Kay and I probably wouldn't be on talking terms. Headmistress was getting impatient. You're still applying for jobs then? I told her that I was indeed still applying for jobs, and that no, she didn't check my email account to confirm that I wasn't telling her a fib. You should start dating, said former Kay the Snitch, now withholding the title of Kay the Lickass. God, I'm cringing so hard. I work with a nice guy, Dale. He's a solid 8 on the eye, quite the charmer too. I'll set you up. Then, not only will you get rid of the cobwebs in your home, but also, you know... Lynn smacked Kay in the arm with one of the yellow gloves. What if I told you that I'm pregnant? Why would you tell us that? Asked Kay. Because I'm pregnant. A lace thong fell off the arm of the chair. Lynn's eyes treaded back and forth from my face to my stomach. Her jaw slackened, unsure whether to believe it or to smack me in the arm too. Kay's ears started to steam. There's no way, she snarled. You need sex to get pregnant and you're not dating, so no, you can't be. Mum, she's not, she's joking. Lynn shifted on her feet. Are you, Sage? Was I pregnant? Had I been having careless sex with the guy who delivered my pizza? And more careless sex with the guy who delivered my Chinese food? No, I said. I'm not. Kay pushed out a relieved sigh, started to slate my name to the heavens for pulling such a sick joke. I couldn't look at Lynn, so I looked at Kay's feet instead in hope my face supported the false answer I had given. She had pretty toes, with pink nail varnish, and as she excused herself for the bathroom, I was thinking how ugly my toes were in comparison. I realised no matter how much Kay looked down on me and my lifestyle, I wasn't going to steal her spotlight. I would let her oven grow the bun, and let her pretty toes with pink nail varnish turn into swollen carrots with scuffed roots due to the extra weight she would gain, and then I would tell them. I would tell them when her light had briefly dimmed just a little, so there was enough room for me to shine. Fact, I was pregnant. Unknown fact, the dad. I kind of hoped it was the pizza guy. If he stuck to a delivery time, then perhaps so would the baby. I also really didn't want to return his red jumper. I only go on because I love you, Lynn said. All I care about is your happiness. I know, I told her, because I did know. And if you are, I'm not. Lynn nodded curtly, pulled on those yellow gloves. I'll go finish cleaning the kitchen for you then, shall I? Then I'll be off. I'll help. The look I received in return forced me to go on in my convincing. I will. I'm not joking this time. It was my something to do. I followed her out into the kitchen and grabbed a pair of yellow gloves for myself, simultaneously as a terror-filled scream from Kay came bolting downstairs. Lynn looked my way, hand on hip, waiting. I put a fake rat underneath the hand towel. The end. So it's a bit later now. I've been food shopping, I've had dinner, I've even had the addition of some little book earrings. Basically, I wanted to let the story sit for a while and come back to you with some sort of feedback or like analysis, right? But there's not much I can say. There's things I like about it and there's things that I would, definitely change, but that's just any sort of growth as a writer, any writer who reads something they've done in the past will pick it apart and see things that they don't like, but can also appreciate, I can see what I was trying to do, and I can see what I was trying to do. In fact, I think shortly after that, I tried to write a Wattpad story surrounding it. It always comes back to Wattpad. So I was going to try and turn it into a story on, oh my god, on Wattpad. I was going to turn it into a story called Simply Something, because obviously the first line was I have to do something, I think. And I'll read you the little description I've put on Wattpad. This was from 2016, so let's just not judge me too harshly, shall we? Sage Howden was in a rut. Recently fired, with her mother and sister on her back, she is close to giving up altogether and becoming a hermit who only leaves the apartment to get food. But even then, home delivery was a dial away. All Sage knows is that she wants to do something, and that thought leads her to a clear out of her attic, receiving more than she bargained for. If you find something overdue 11 years, do you return it or turn a blind eye? Sage Howden found her simply something and might end up with simply everything. I really don't know what she was going to find in the loft. I think it was like a library book that was overdue. I mean, it only got as far as that one chapter on Wattpad and there was never a plot. It was just a premise. It was just this flicker of an idea that obviously in the moment was okay for uni but would never be okay for a story like I tried to do. So yeah, that was my writing from 2016 in uni. And I don't know what to say about it. But while I have something in the past that I'm never going to use again, like Sage and Lynn and Kay are never going to be characters that I bring up again, because they're not fully fledged out, they're just, you know, little raindrops going down the window, and once they reach the end, that's it. That wasn't a good metaphor really, was it? But you got the gist. I will see you guys in my next video. Thanks for watching this one, and goodbye.